Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara, and today's video is going to be part 2 of my FAQ video that is related to real estate this time. If you saw my video a couple weeks ago, it was questions that people frequently ask me about Asheville, and it ended up being a super long video if I were to include this part as well. So I decided to break it up into 2. So if you didn't see that other one, I will leave the link to that up here. Definitely go check it out if you haven't seen it. And I will hop right now into the real estate questions. So question number 1 is, what is the first step to take when buying a home? So I would say that there are a few things that you should probably do right off the bat, one of them being write out a must-haves and a wants list. So I've talked about this in videos in the past, but the main difference just being that your must-haves are things that you obviously cannot live without, and your wants are some things that you would love to have, but maybe the house doesn't have it at the moment. So in addition to thinking about what you would love to have in a home and what you definitely need to have in a home, it's of course necessary to think about what you can afford. And so I would say, while you're writing up this list, or maybe right after, I would definitely recommend reaching out to a local mortgage lender to see how much you can get pre-qualified for, if a mortgage is something that you're planning to get. So that's going to give you a really good idea of what your monthly payment might look like, what your budget will be for your home search, and also how much money you're going to need to bring to the table when purchasing a home. So if you haven't seen it already, I've mentioned this in some of my other videos before, I did create a home buyer guide that breaks down every step of the process for you. Just send me an email or text me or call me, whatever you want to do, and I will be happy to send over that guide to you. It'll break down every step of the process, and it'll really give you a great overview of what the process is like and what you can expect when purchasing a home. All right, question number 2 is, how do I know how much to offer on a home? So this is something that your real estate broker or real estate agent will definitely be able to help you answer. So once you find a home that you are in love with and you would like to place an offer on, your real estate broker will go ahead and run what's called a comparative market analysis, or CMA. You might have heard your real estate agent refer to this as comps, so comparable properties, and what this means is they'll basically look at homes that are on the market, homes that went under agreement, homes that sold, and even homes that have been withdrawn from the market. And they will look at similar homes to the home you're looking to purchase. So let's say you're looking at a 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch home. So what that agent is going to do is look at homes in the neighborhood and in the nearby surrounding neighborhoods that are also 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch homes. And if they can't find any, then they'll change the search just a little bit, but try to find the most similar homes to the one that you're looking at. And they're going to see if they sold, how much they sold for, how long they were on the market, if they were updated or not, how big the lot is. There are a bunch of different considerations with this, and one thing to note is that they will tend to only look at the past 6 months, as this is what appraisers do when they are working on their appraisals. So with that comparative market analysis, the agent will then share that with you and go over basically what they think the estimated market value is for that property. So what I personally do is I will provide a range of prices that I think that the home might fall into, and then I let the buyer decide kind of what they feel comfortable with paying and what they think based on my analysis. All right, question number 3 is, what should I be looking out for during a showing? So I love this question because I often see that, especially during a first showing for a home, and especially if it's a first-time home buyer, they get really excited and they will look at mainly just the aesthetics of the home, which is definitely important, don't get me wrong. But they might say, well, I want to change the cabinet colors, I need to paint that, or I need to paint the walls, or I need to change the light fixtures or the flooring. And while those things are definitely important considerations, because those things can add up and definitely put you over budget if the home is already near the top of your budget, you definitely need to consider them. But there are other expenses when purchasing a home that might be way more than a can of paint. For example, If the roof is already 25, 30 years old, it's likely that it's going to need to be replaced. Maybe it's already leaking. So there's things like the roof, the HVAC system, if that is older, the water heater, all those types of things. And if you have a great agent, then they will be able to look at those things with you while you're there at the home and kind of give you an idea roughly of, you know, hey, this looks like an older system. We should have an inspector look at this a little bit further and give us an idea of maybe replacement costs or amount of life left on the unit. So I would definitely say while you're at your showing, look at the aesthetics, but also look at those bigger things too. Take a look at the roof if you are able to. Don't get on the roof, but just, you know, see what you can see from the outside and try to find an age on the units. Sometimes the property disclosures will include this as well if the seller is aware of the age of the units. Also look for any moisture. So I always look up at the ceilings, see if there are any cracks, see if there are any signs of previous water leaks or active water leaks. If there's a basement in the home, definitely try to see if there's any moisture there. So basically just keep an eye out for some of those bigger ticket items so that they don't come as a surprise later on. All right, question number 4. What types of home inspections are there? So the most common one is definitely the general home inspection, which is going to cover everything from the roof to the foundation and everything in between. So this is something that I recommend to all buyers. It is of course completely up to you what you end up deciding to do, but it's really going to give you a great overview of the house, and they'll be able to pinpoint different things where they'll say, looks like there's a leak here, you should get that looked at by a plumber, or whatever the situation is. They will be able to give you an overview of the home and possible needed repairs. And sometimes they'll even give you recommended maintenance tasks to do to keep up with your home. Another common one is a termite or wood destroying insect inspection, and that is going to cover naturally any sort of termite damage that might be affecting your home. Another one would be a radon inspection if that is something that concerns you. If you have an on-lot septic system or on-lot water, then I would definitely recommend getting those checked out as well. Those are each separate inspections. Something to keep in mind as well is that if there is a detached structure, like a detached garage or maybe, let's say, an Airbnb on the property of some kind, and you want that looked at, you definitely have to tell your inspector about that, because that's going to be a separate inspection than the main home. So if that's something that you want looked at, just keep that in mind and make sure you mention that to your agent as well. There are a couple other inspections that you can get. So if you're in a more rural area and you want to know exactly where the property lines are, then that's another one that you can do. A pool inspection, that would be also separate. So there's a bunch of different ones that you can get, but I would say the most common are general home as well as wood destroying insect. And your agent will be able to help you on whatever home you're considering purchasing. They'll be able to give you recommendations as to what might be necessary and what you can maybe just skip. All right, question number 5 is, how long does it take to purchase a home from going under contract to getting the keys? So this again depends on what type of financing you're doing. If you are doing cash, you can honestly probably close in 2 weeks, so 10 business days. If you're going to get a mortgage of any kind, it's probably going to take you right around 30 to 45 days from going under agreement to getting the keys for your new home. In this market, it probably will take closer to 45 days just because appraisals tend to take a little bit longer. And it's nice to have that little bit of leeway too, so that if there are some delays, you have room between going under agreement and settlement. So I would say just err on the side of caution and go with 45. But that is everything for today, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this FAQ and that it was helpful in some way. I'm more than happy to do more of these. Always feel free to send me in your questions. Text me, call me, email me, whatever you would like. Message me on Instagram. I'm around. So let me know if you like this type of video. If you did, hit the like button. leave me a comment, let me know what you think and what you learned today. I'm always open to suggestions on future videos as well. Don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends, and I will see you guys very soon in the next one.